Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh Blaylock, and this is the Skype for Business recap, the first episode of 2016. So new, in fact, that it is on January 1st in the morning. Yes, I have nothing better to do today on a holiday than to sit here and give you all what I viewed to be the highlights of the week in the Skype for Business and Office 365 community. Mostly Skype for Business, but at any rate, Happy New Year. We survived 2015. 2015 was a pretty big year for me, actually. Looking back, I'm not going to do some big long segment on retrospect and all that, but it's been a very big year. I had a lot of experience and a lot of growing that I did within the Microsoft UC Skype for Business community and practice area at Rackspace. I worked on a lot of cool things, had a lot of cool experience, and got very deeply involved with the community this year. I really stepped out there and tried to give back as much as I could to the community as I've taken from it in my own learning, and to get to know some of you and really start participating in things. I actually hopped on Twitter for the first time in my life, and I've gotten pretty involved with those of you that are well cemented into the community there. I launched my blog earlier this year, and it's a pretty healthy blog at this point, running a little over 30 blog posts, I think. Taking a wee bit of a break during the holidays with it, but we'll pick back up early this year. So dug in there, got very involved in the LinkedIn communities as well, the groups there, sharing content there. Wrote my first short 71-page ebook on Skype for Business hybrid configuration and implementation, the hybrid handbook. And that's kind of been where I've found my sweet spot and my passion this year, as I've been fascinated with hybrid and Office 365's evolution to, when it comes to Skype for Business especially. And it's just been a cool thing to watch unfold throughout this year, with E5 hitting finally and December 1st, bringing things like Cloud PBX and PSTN connectivity, all these really cool voice-related features hitting the cloud, and hybrid solutions that are making their way into mainstream that leverage both environments. This is just a cool time to be in this practice area. And so it's been an exciting year. It's been exciting to be involved in the community. And I've been really thankful to be a part of that. For those of you that watched the last show, you know that I'm wrapping up the year by starting a new leg in my career, a new part of the journey. This month I'm wrapping up my last few weeks here with Rackspace in the current role that I'm in as a Link engineer, and moving on past that, I'm going to be leaving behind a great group of guys, and a small team, but great group of guys that have been a great support team, great friends, just great people to work with, and a very good company. But it's time to take that next step, and I'm going to be joining Deloitte as a unified communications architect here in January at the end of the month. And that's going to bring with it a whole bunch of new experience and new opportunities for me to grow further and to really bite in and start getting my hands really dirty with some of this hybrid work that I've been doing on the side. And so I'm super excited for that. This is a cool new challenge coming up, and a good chance for me to really step up and grow. So I'm excited for what the new year holds. I am look back with gratefulness at what last year held and all that happened there, and I can't wait to see what things unfold within Skype for Business and Office 365 on a product level this year, and in my own personal experience. And I'm looking forward to growing and further and getting to know you all more in the community as well. With that, please, again, feedback. Not just this show, but the blog, stuff that I share on Twitter, LinkedIn, ways to improve the ebook that's out there. Anything that you can think of where you can say, hey, I like what you're doing, or hey, what you're doing sucks, you could really improve it in this way. I'm open to all that feedback and would love it. That's what it's all about, is making what's out there for the community better. And that's what this is all about. So I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm glad that you guys are tuning in and watching every week. This is great stuff. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for subscribing. thanks for being a part of all this with me. So now that I've kind of rambled on my very brief retrospective and then looking forward spective, because I'm not quite sure what the word is for looking forward with the term spective on the back. So I sound very unintelligent saying that. I'm sorry. But anyway, now that I've finished up that, it's time to talk a little bit about what there actually was to talk about this last week, which wasn't much. Again, it's the holidays. It was the week between Christmas and New Year's, which, everybody takes that off. No one's doing anything. There's very little going on. Not nothing, but there is very little going on. So there's not a whole lot in depth to share, really, at this point. But I do have a few things that I want to throw out there and let you know. First off, I apologize for the nasally sound that I've got going on. If you watched the show last week, you know that one of my kids came down with bronchitis right before Christmas. And that was not fun at all. And I was the one taking care of that child while my wife took care of the other one, trying to keep things separate and germs separate. And if you have kids, that was an effort and futility. I obviously got sick. The sickness has since spread to the rest of the family. There's no escaping it. Hopefully we're on the tail end of it now, but at the beginning of this week, we had to begin our journey back from vacation from Texas, 18 hours plus 2-day journey in the car, 3 dogs, 2 kids, everybody sick, not fun. We are home though. We are trying to rest. We are trying to relax, but this junk doesn't want to seem to get out of the system really quickly, and so I sound like this, and I will try not to cough and sound terrible during the show. So anyway, moving on. Let's get right into the content here. The first thing that I tagged on Twitter and saw as something to repeat and let you guys know about, if you didn't already see it, was the Skype for Business online meeting migration tool. This tool has been updated for Skype for Business online and has been made available out there on Microsoft's site as a download. It's a 64-bit tool. And what this does is it finds after you have been updated for PSTN conferencing, you download this tool and you run it, and it finds all your existing meetings, updates them with the new conferencing information that is present since being enabled for PSTN conferencing, like new meeting conference URL, phone number, meeting ID, all these new meeting information pieces that would be included in a meeting. They update existing meetings before you are enabled and then automatically send out a meeting update to all the participants to let them know, here's the new meeting information for this user, who is now super awesome because they have PSTN conferencing. So that's kind of what the tool does. That's what the purpose is. Very cool, very good tool to have. Kind of a necessary little thing to have as well for those of you that are starting to get in and explore these new features, PSTN conferencing and all that, and Skype for Business Online. So be sure to check that out. You can obviously Google it and find it easily, but I'm going to go ahead and include the download link as well for that on the description of the YouTube video once I get it uploaded at some point here today. So at any rate, cool tool, check it out. Next thing, there was a blog post written this week and shared a couple dozen times by MVP Christophe Buchetta. And Christophe, if I said that wrong, please forgive me, but also please understand that's my thing. I do that, and when I reference content on my show here, I routinely mispronounce the name of everyone that I talk about. Apparently there's no one in the Skype for Business community named Mark Smith or John Anderson or anything like that. So everyone's got names that are not quite as obvious to me. So I apologize for the mispronunciation if I did indeed mispronounce it. But at any rate, Christophe, an MVP, an author for the Can IT Pro Technet blog, Canadian IT Pro, and very good blog. I've come across its posts several times in the past for other Skype for Business and link related things that I needed some reference on. And now this latest one is a step-by-step Skype for Business hybrid configuration blog post. And this obviously is a post that's near and dear to my heart with my recent interest in all things hybrid when it comes to Skype for Business. So very good post, very well written, very well organized, great diagrams, pictures, etc. Very much worth the read. So please check it out. I'll also include a link to it. And then beyond that, if you need additional help with planning or kind of an all-in-one, one-stop shop document, PDF, of how to plan for and actually deploy and manage hybrid after you're done with the configuration or before or during or whatever, there's also a really handy book that I happen to write, and it's free, and it's an ebook out on the Technet gallery, the Skype for Business Hybrid Handbook. And it is, right now, currently about a 71-page little deal. It'll be a little longer pretty soon here with the second version that I'm getting updated. Handy little tool. For reviews, not a ton, but 4 reviews so far, and they're all positive, and nobody's asked for their money back. So if you're looking for an extra resource when setting up and managing your hybrid Skype for Business environment, check that out as well. Sorry for the shameless plug. Didn't mean to step on your piece here, Christoph. Again, Christoph's blog, awesome. Check it out. All right, moving past that. Guys, I'm sorry. My thought process feels a bit scattered today, and it may be, having this kind of head cold thing happening on top of, 1 or 2 glasses of champagne to celebrate New Year's Eve last night. I feel like I'm in a funk this morning. I do have coffee going, so I'm trying to combat it, but if I feel scattered in my presentation this morning, I'm sorry. Bear with me, and hopefully next week we'll be past this sickness and junk, and it'll be a little more streamlined, refined, if you will. But the last thing I wanted to talk about is something I've talked about a few times before, 1 or 2 at least, in my last couple episodes here, and that is the Skype Show that is coming up. When I first brought this up, it was a couple months out, and now here we are. It is going to launch its first episode at 1900 hours GMT on January 4th, this coming Monday. So very cool thing. Mark Vail has been talking about this. He is a co-host. Corey Goodchild is the other co-host of the show. Mark's Twitter handle is @UnifiedVail. He's the person I've been seeing do the most communication on it out there right now. And he's busy this week prepping for that and getting ready for this first show. It is an hour and 20-minute long show, and the format is really supposed to be a community-driven deal. It's broken down into a few different sessions where they talk about a few different topics that are suggested by community members. If you go on their website, www.theskypeshow.com, there is an actual section to submit topics that you would like to see them talk about, and they will be talking about those in subsequent episodes. They will also have guest speakers on who will handle one of the sessions or be involved in some way. And then they will have a Q&A session at the end where the community, us, get a chance to sit there and start picking their brains about the topics that were discussed. Great format. I love the community involvement that is built into this, and I think it's going to be a very good thing for the community. I am very much looking forward to participating and talking about it on my next show. Very, very much congrats to reaching this point, Mark, and being ready to launch on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. Everybody, please go to www.theskypeshow.com, check out the first episode, and join that first episode. It will be via Skype meeting broadcast, so easy for us to consume, easy to watch. I think it's going to be a good deal. A little bit of a preview here. The first episode is going to have 4 sessions. And the first of these sessions is going to be on preparing for cloud PBX and its use cases. Very good relevant content right now. Session 2 is going to be by the guest speaker, Anthony Carrigal, and it is the Edge Media and the PSTN is that session. Session 3, adoption strategies. And then session 4 will be the Q&A that I mentioned before. So again, that's going to be great. Excited to have this hitting the community. Very welcome addition. And I look for good things from it in 2016. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for now before I start coughing and sputtering and not able to contain myself here. I'm going to wrap this thing up and get some rest. Finish up my coffee, maybe. So, again, Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support that you gave me through this last half of the year in which I launched this show and launched that small ebook and have been putting updates out there and blog posts. You guys have been great in 2015. I look forward to interacting and working with all of you in 2016. It's going to be a very good year, cool year for the product, I'm sure. And we will talk again next week about what happened during the course of the first week of 2016. So in the meantime, everybody relax, enjoy your weekend, try to get some rest from all the booze of New Year's, and just we'll see you guys all next Friday. Thanks. Bye.